Hey, let's get started. Good morning. This is a little different than what we're used to, but I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be really good. So I'm starting in a seated pose. I'm sitting on the floor. You don't have to sit on the floor. Sit in your chair or wherever is comfortable for you. We're just going to start with our own. Okay, let's take our hands together in front of our heart. However you're sitting, lift up through the crown of your head, nice and tall. And breathe into your belly, nice and deep. And close your eyes if you'd like to. Let's draw a breath in and out. And then a breath in to begin. Namaste and welcome to yoga. This is so exciting. Okay, let's get started. I'm going to start in my chair. And again, wherever you are is fine. Okay, here we go. So come and sit on the edge of your chair. When you do that, you're asking more of your abdomen and the muscles of your torso rather than just letting yourself kind of sink into the chair. When you're on the edge, it's almost as if you were standing. So we'll sit up nice and straight and tall. And then take the arms out to the side. Inhale them all the way out and up. And then as you bring them out and down, let the breath go with a... So using your arms, inhale them all the way up. And then exhale them out and down. Once more like that. Very nice. Let's give those hands a little shake. And we'll give those shoulders a big roll. Up, down, and back. And this time, up, down, and back, we'll squeeze our shoulder blades together. And then let it go. Let's bring that shoulder roll forward. This way is a little different. Okay, arms down by your side. We'll make those circles again. Shoulders up, down, and back, and do a little squeeze of your shoulder blades. Beautiful. Let's take the arms out to the side and we'll press through the heels of your hand. And then point your fingers down and curl them under back towards your body. Again, press through the heels of your hands, stretch, stretch. And then point your fingers down and curl them down and under. And last one, press through the heels of your hands. And then down and under. Give your hands a little shake. Okay. Let's do a little twist. I'm going to walk my feet together and my knees together. Taking my left arm, and to you, it looks like my right. All the way over to my right knee, I'm going to bring my right hand on top. So we'll inhale up at shoulder height and reach all the way back. Inhaling up, using your breath, reaching all the way back. Let's do two more. And last one. And we'll go to the other side. Left arm, I'm gonna switch it up, see if I can. Left arm out to the side or the other arm. Bring it all the way over to the side of your right knee. Right hand on top. And inhale and reach it back. Reach it all the way back. See if you can follow it with your eyes. And just two more. And last one. With your hands on your knees, let's glide them down towards your ankles. And if you can, let your head hang. And when you're ready, walking them up and over. Let's try that again. Bring your belly to your thighs and glide your hands all the way down. Let the head hang. And walk those hands up and over. One last time, belly to your thighs, and we'll reach all the way down. This time we'll stay for a breath, if you feel like you can. And when you're ready, walk your hands up and back. Okay, let's stretch out the right leg. To you, it looks like a left leg, and it doesn't matter just as long as we're getting to both legs. And let's add a reach to your ankle. So inhaling up and back, and exhaling forward, add a reach. Inhaling up and back, and all the way down. Inhaling up, and let's go to the other side. All the way down to your ankle. And when you're ready for a breath, inhale it up. And last one. Put our feet on the floor, and we'll bring the soles of our feet together. Let your knees fall to the side in the cobbler's pose. Remember your spine up, nice and tall. Open your heart. Draw your chin down, opening the back of your neck. And we'll bring everything to center. Hold for a breath. Let's stretch both legs out. And bring your belly down towards your thighs. Easy does it. And gently walk it up and back. Let's try it again. Belly towards your thighs, all the way down. And gently walk it back and up. And last one. There we go. Feet on the floor. And let's walk them a little bit wide. And then we'll walk them back together. Just kind of warming up the hips, walking your feet nice and wide. And then back together. Let's do it one more time. I like threes. And then all the way back and together. And I'm going to take one knee into my chest and give it a little hug. Sitting up nice and straight and tall. And then the other knee into my chest. Sitting up nice and straight and tall. And hands on knees, we'll do a little open and close. Let's walk our feet wide again. And we're at the edge of our chair, don't forget. And we're going to take turns dropping one knee to the center. And then lifting it up. Opposite knee to the center. Do what feels right. Hips aren't quite warmed up yet, and this is our way to get them there. So the first few might feel a little tight, and then they'll start to open up for you. And knees nice and high, and then we'll walk our feet together. Okay, let's stand up. Okay, so I'm standing behind my chair. I'm actually going to do it this way. And with your fingertips on the seat of your chair or wherever you can make contact, if you need it, we're just going to lift up onto the balls of your feet. And then down onto the heels and lift your toes. Kind of warming up those legs and ankles and feet. And let's do one and we'll hold it for a breath. So all the way up. Even if you wiggle, hold it for a breath and let it come down. Very nice. So I'm going to move my chair so we can continue to warm up. But if you need it close by, you can always keep it kind of within an arm's length. Okay, so I'm going to do a little march, just lifting my feet. Getting my heart beating. And my arms are swinging. I'm not making them swing, they're doing it on their own. Okay, we'll bring it back to center and in mountain pose, and then open our feet nice and wide. So I'm going to bring one arm down my thigh, the other arm right up next to my ear, and I'm going to stretch it out. Use your breath to come up and to stretch it over. Let's do one more on each side. Very nice. Let's come back to center. We'll do a little washing machine. So feet are wider than hip width apart, and we're just going to move from side to side. And then speed it up. And then slow it down. And then back to mountain. And we'll walk our feet together again. Let's inhale the arms out to the side and all the way up. Interlace your fingers and we'll press them up to the ceiling. Nice deep breath here. And exhale one side. Inhaling up, wardrobe malfunction. And to the other side, inhaling them up. And exhale, opposite side. Use your breath. Back and forth. Last one. And then bring your arms out and down. Let's roll those shoulders. And I'm going to give you a side view as we draw the hands together and your fingers down towards the floor. We'll open the chest and squeeze the shoulder blades. See if you can draw your thumbs a little bit away from your back. It seems to work better on an exhale. And then release your arms and we'll come back to center. Let's do something quick for the hands. It's cold outside, so my hands tend to get cold in the winter. Just rubbing them together to create that warmth. Don't forget the tops of your hands. And between your fingers. And then we'll make fists with our hands and roll them round and round. This is really good for the wrist. Then we'll stop at the top and go in the opposite direction. And then interlace your fingers and press them forward. Let's inhale them all the way up. And out and down. Interlace your fingers. Let's do it in the opposite direction. So if you interlace your fingers and you have your left thumb up, we'll switch it and put the right thumb up and press it out and inhale it up. Let's give them a shake. Okay. Back to our standing poses. Let's do a downward dog. This time we'll use our chair. So chair on the mat so that it doesn't slide away from you. We're here behind it. And I'm going to walk away as far as I can go. Allowing my head to fall between my elbows. You might look like this, and that's okay too. And then when you're ready, lift your chest and walk to the back of the chair. Let's do that a couple more times. Inhaling, exhaling, we're going to walk away. And drop your head between your elbows. Pull the belly in. Nice stretch for the legs. Coming back into mountain. And one last downward dog. Coming back into mountain. Using our chair, just in case. Let's step the right foot back and the left foot forward. Lifting your chest, arms by your side or your chair. We're going to inhale and lift the arms out and up, bending the forward knee, coming into a mountain pose. Nope, a warrior pose. And exhaling out and up. Let's try it again. Inhaling. Brave warrior. One last time. Inhaling out and up. Brave warrior. And walking your feet together. And going to the other side. So right foot back, left foot forward. Using your breath. Again, out and up. Lift your heart. And last one. Let's walk our feet together and hold for a breath. Nice deep breath into the belly, let it out. Okay. Let's bring our left foot back, right foot forward. Our torso is behind the chair, and we're just going to come forward for a leg stretch. Come back to standing and walk those feet together. Opposite now, right foot back, left foot forward. Lift your kneecaps, extended leg stretch, and walk the feet together. Let's do one last downward dog. And walking to the back of your chair. Standing up nice and straight and tall. Let's do a forward bend. I'm turning my chair so the seat is here. Use your chair, or you can choose not to. I'll do one of each. So inhaling, arms out to the side, all the way up. Peek up there if it's okay with your neck. And exhale, coming forward from the hips. Into forward bend, nice straight legs. Let's inhale, half forward bend. And exhale, forward bend. Let's inhale, arms out to the side and all the way up. And exhale, namaste. So now I'll do one of those for you without the use of my chair. You can continue to use your chair, whatever works. Okay, let's start with an inhale out and up. Exhale, forward from your hip. All the way down, forward bend. Let's inhale halfway up. Half forward bend, and then all the way down. And then inhaling out to the side and all the way up. Namaste. Beautiful. Let's do one more of those. I'll use my chair. Sun breath. All the way down. Remember, halfway up and all the way down. And then arms out to the side, all the way up. And exhale, namaste. Nice deep breath here. Okay, so I'm going to come down to my mat, onto hands and knees, which is going to require me to move the screen again. And I think that's good. Okay. Let's come on to hands and knees. This is a table pose, as you can imagine, for limbs of the table, your arms, your legs. Try to keep your back nice and straight, not kind of sunken or rounded. Try to keep it nice and straight. We're going to walk our knees together for this. And if you struggle with maybe your wrists hurting in this pose, you can walk them just a bit forward, and that kind of takes the heat off of the wrist. So do whatever works. So we're going to stretch one leg back and then lift it out, really press through the heel, and then draw the knee into your chest and your nose down toward your knee. Use your breath. Inhale and exhale. Let's do it 2 more times for a total of 4. And then knees together. We'll press all the way back into child's pose. And then walk back into the rock pose. And then moving back into our table. Stretch the opposite. I have my knees together. Stretch the opposite leg back. We'll lift it up and press out through. Exhaling, knee to your nose. And last one. And then knees together and child's pose. Back into the rock pose. And table once again. Drawing your knees together. I'm going to start with the right leg. Stretch it out, press through the heel, and then we'll lift it up. So nice long straight leg. And I'm going to add the opposite arm for a cat balance. Look out over your hand, or keep your neck in line with your chest. And we'll go to the other side. Let's hold for a breath. Other side, stretch that leg out. Lift it up. Opposite arm up next to your ear. Look out over the hand. Or keep your neck in line with your chest. And coming back to table. Let's press all the way back into child's pose. Walking your hands back towards your knees. Let's open your knees. This is a frog pose. Almost like a child's pose, but kind of in your hips a little deeper. So you can keep your forearms on the mat and explore those hips a bit. Or you can stretch them out just like a child's pose. When you're ready, walking everything back into rock. Let's come all the way down to our bellies. Let's start with the arms down by your side. I'm down on my forehead. At first, just let everything kind of sink down into your mat. Do a little 30-second vacation. Okay, getting ready for Cobra. Your hands and arms in Cobra pose are down here beside the line of your chest. Many people put them up here, and that's really not going to help you if you're bearing weight. So make sure they're down low, under your shoulders. Keep your head and neck in line and straight. And we're gonna get the nose and the forehead ready. And then we're gonna lift the back of the head. I'm lifting my chest with my breath. I'm stretching down through my legs and feet. And if you want to take it a little deeper, you can use your hands to gently press in. Keep your elbows next to your chest, your head in line with your spine. And then we'll gently release and come down onto one side of your face. Getting the forehead and nose ready again. Use your exhale to lift the back of the head. Stretching down through the legs. I'm lifting my torso with my breath and the strength of my back. If you want to add a little bit, press your hands in gently. And release on the opposite side of your face. When you're ready, get your forehead and nose ready. We're going to press in and come up into table pose again. Okay, from here, let's move into downward dog. So getting ready for downward dog, my spine sinks down in. My spine sinks down in. I'm lifting my heart. Begin by rolling your toes under and lifting your knees, pressing back into downward dog. You don't have to stay here. You can inhale your knees down and then gently move back into child's pose. Walking your hands back into the rock pose. Nice deep breath in and out. Okay, from here I'm going to move forward so you can see me. And I'm going to sit up nice and straight and tall in my crisscross applesauce. And then let's stretch those legs out in front. Start by giving them a little shake. And then I'm going to open my feet nice and wide. Just wide enough so you feel a stretch or an engagement, I should say, in your back, in your glutes. Let's take one hand on either side of the right knee, and I'm just drawing my attention to my right foot. That's all. I'm trying to keep this sit bone kind of grounded down. It's going to try to lift and go with me, but kind of keep your pelvis grounded as I'm giving my attention to the toes of the right foot. So really, I'm trying to make a connection from here to here. It's not about getting to those toes. It's about kind of the folding forward. And then if you want to reach to your toes, go ahead and do that. Now the focus is your knee because you're keeping your head in line with your spine. And when you're ready, ease up and come back to center. Let's place our hands in the center. Come up onto your fingertips, lift up through the crown of your head. And we're just going to gently walk your fingers forward. Now maybe you only come here, and that's fine. Do whatever works for you. And then we'll ease up and now give our attention to the other leg and the other foot. One hand either side of the knee. My gaze is to the toes of my left foot. Remember, I'm trying to make this connection, the folding. It's not about how far you get. It's really about what's happening in your spine. So we'll keep it all in line as we reach to the toes. If you don't get there, that's perfectly okay. It's not about that. Now my gaze is down at my knee. I'm going to ease up and back. Let's reach behind. Come up on your fingertips. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Press out through your legs. Engage them by pressing out through the feet. Don't let them be slack. Make them work. And then we'll release those arms and hands and bring the soles of your feet together. Cobbler's pose. Everybody's heard my story a million times about the cobbler's pose. But if you haven't, I'll share it with you. This is called cobbler's pose because in India, cobblers who repair shoes would use the top of their feet right here as their workstation to fix and make shoes. Can you imagine the hip flexibility and strength and stability they have in their hips and legs in order to do that all day long? So let's draw the knees together and stretch them out in front. We'll give them a little shake. Sitting up nice and straight and tall. Lose that. Let's take the sole of one foot into the thigh of the other. So what happens sometimes is when we move a big limb like this, our sit bones get kind of wonky. So you really want to make sure that they're grounded down into the earth. Your pelvis is square. It's not going anywhere. So essentially it's not going back when you bring one leg out. Get a little space here, and that's okay. Lifting up to the crown of your head. The focus is on this kind of outstretched leg and foot. Remember, it's not so much getting to the toes. But you can try and reach for those toes. If you get there, that's a wonderful thing. But that's not the whole journey. Really, it's about kind of this folding. And let's ease up and back. We'll take our knee in and then stretch it out. Give them a little shake. Okay, opposite sole of your foot into the opposite thigh. I've got a little space here, and you might too, and that's okay. Our hips need to be square, so when you draw this leg back, try not to disturb that balance there. My focus is now on this foot and the toes, hands on either side of the knee. Now my focus is on my knee. And when you've gotten that fold, see if you can reach to the toes. Do the best you can. And then we'll ease up back to center. My knee comes in and then out. Give them a shake. One last cobbler's pose. So good for the muscles of your thighs and here. Get so tight. And they lose strength because we sit a lot of the time. So these are our hamstrings, and our hamstrings get tight when we sit a lot, and we do sit a lot. So knees together, stretch your legs out, give them a little shake. And now we're going to go all the way down. So take your time. We'll come all the way down. If you're not all the way down with us, that's okay.
You could do these exercises sitting in a chair. Okay, let's begin with just one knee into your chest and stretch the other leg long. So if you were seated in a chair, you could just hug one knee. And then release that knee, and we'll go to the other side. Hug the opposite knee and stretch the other leg long. Here it's important to engage those feet rather than letting them lay slack. Really make them work. And now we'll release that knee, both knees up to the ceiling, and we'll walk the feet nice and wide. See how they're wide is my mat. So I'm going to take turns, dropping one knee to the center. Do the best you can. Maybe you're only down this far, and that's fine. We're moving our hips through the whole range of motion here. And just using your breath, you're going to point your toe and lift that leg. See if you can get it all the way to the ceiling. Don't lose kind of the grounding of your low back. When you lift your leg, it's going to want to lift, but keep your pelvis grounded. And then we'll press through the heel and bring it down. So we're making nice, strong legs here. Let's do one more, and then we'll move to the other side. So both knees bent, both feet on the floor. We'll switch it out, other leg, pointing the toes to come up and pressing through the heel to come down. Let's do two more. And last one. So let's bend both knees. And we'll walk our feet nice and wide. And then walk them together. Again, we'll walk them nice and wide. And walk them together. Let's draw our heels back towards your bottom. And your gaze is going to be up at the ceiling. We're going to flatten out your shoulder blades. And then notice kind of how your neck is feeling. Better to keep your chin down a bit, but not pressing. Just kind of opening up the back of your neck and then letting it be supported by the floor. We're going to lift the hips. On an inhale, we're going to kind of peel your hips, your low back rather, and then press your hips to the ceiling. Feel a nice stretch of your legs, and then we're going to easy come all the way down. It's almost like a pelvic tilt as we peel the low back and press the hips up. The weight should be on your shoulders, on your shoulder blades, never on your head or your neck. And then we're going to gently come down each vertebrae. Last one. This time we'll hold for a breath. Pressing your hips up. Feel your legs weighted by your feet, supported by your feet. Nice stretch in your thighs and come all the way down. Let's bring both knees into your chest. I'm crossing my ankles and I'm just going to rock from side to side. Nice deep breath in and out. Rocking from side to side. And let's go ahead and drop those feet. We're going to stretch them long. We have a few more minutes, so I'm going to do our last reclined posture. We'll do some snow angels. So make sure you've got space around you. Your legs as well. We're going to take the arms, palms up. We're going to inhale them out and all the way up as far as you can go. Do whatever works. And at the same time, we're going to let the feet open and let everything come back to the center. Again, your head is supported nicely. Open up the back of your neck, but don't press, and let it kind of be grounded and supported. Snow angels. One more snow angel. And we'll come back to center. Feet on the floor. Let's take your knees to your chest, cross your ankles, and this time we'll make big circles all the way around your sacrum. Giving yourself a nice back massage. Sure, we all could use that. And then I'm going to stop in the middle and go in the opposite direction. And then come to the center, and we'll drop our feet and stretch out your legs. We're going to do just a few minutes of Shavasana. So I'll explain to you what Shavasana is before we go into it. Shavasana is a relaxation where you just let go. All the muscles of the body, big limbs, head and neck, but with awareness. Certainly people get so relaxed that they fall asleep, and that's okay. But the idea behind Shavasana is to kind of teach your body what it's like to be tension-free. And we know we don't experience a lot of those moments in real life. So it's a teaching. It's allowing your brain to see your body at rest and without tension and stress. So when you're out in the world, you can recall that feeling and say, I know how to release the tension in my body. I know how to reduce the stress in my muscles. And you can just let it go. So it's a learning process that happens over a period of time. A lot of people say that Shavasana is the hardest pose to do. And I agree, because I think, especially in this culture, we're always on the go. All right, so let's try our Shavasana. And you're going to set yourself up with your head and your neck. A lot of times, if your chin is higher than your forehead, your brain will have a hard time quieting. So see if you can gently open the back of your neck and tuck your chin down, and then release the effort. Let your head be supported by the floor. And then we're going to flatten your shoulder blades, kind of squeezing them together allows this kind of opening of your chest. And then the arms, take them a bit away from your body, palms facing up, and just let it all go. The legs, you can TP your knees and just drop them together if it's not comfortable for you to stretch the legs straight. But if it is, go ahead and just release those legs long. Take some space between your feet. Make sure your low back is grounded in such a way that the curves of your spine are supported. So you should be able to reach back just above your low back and feel some space. If it's a flat place, then your low back might not be correctly supported. So let's try to lift that up. Gently support the low back. I have my curve. Let those legs reach out. And now it's just about releasing from your head to your toe. Start with the head and the face. Releasing the muscles around your eyes and your jaw and your neck. Softening your shoulders down the length of your arms and your hands. Releasing any tension in your belly or your hips. Down the length of your legs and feet. Filling your whole body up with breath and letting it go on the exhale. Let's stay here for 5 breaths. And to come out of Shavasana, we start to make some little movements with our hands and our feet, our wrists and our ankles, gently bending knees and elbows, and make a pillow with your hands and come to one side. And when you're ready, help yourself come back to seated. And we're sitting in our Sukhasana. Just take a breath here and we'll get ready to Om and close our class today. So hands together in front of your heart. Let's take a nice deep breath in and out. Okay. Let's do a breath in and out to start, and then we'll Om together. Here we go. And a breath in to begin. Namaste, and thanks for joining today. One thing I miss is seeing people, but as long as you can see me and you're getting your yoga class, that's all that matters. Hope to see you next time.